Right, today I'm going to be talking you through the 6 songs that shaped me. And alliteration aside, I think this is going to be a really cool one. Now, putting this list together was so much more difficult than I thought it was going to be. So before we get stuck in, a couple disclaimers. Number 1, these aren't necessarily my favorite songs. Hell, they aren't even necessarily my favorite songs by these artists, but they were massively influential to me for one reason or another. Number 2, I went through so many songs, so many options putting this list together, and a massive trip down memory lane. If I made this video an hour from now, the list may look pretty different, but I'm sticking with these 6 because they stood out to me initially. Number 3. By the end of this video, there may be a few of you scratching your heads thinking, hang on a second, Chase, what about X band that you found through your channel? Thought you loved them. You'd be right, but I'm talking about earlier years when I was coming into my own with music, my formative years, if you will. So there may be a part 2 to this list, but let's get into it. I have no idea why I'm so nervous, but track 1. Starting off with an absolute classic, Day Tripper by the Beatles. Their music was always on in our home growing up. Great parenting. Whether it was an LP, a record, a cassette, we grew up very familiar with the Beatles' music. But when I first started playing guitar, and actually I started playing guitar because my brother was playing guitar and I wanted to do everything he did, except I was a lefty, so I had to play upside down to start with. And then I figured you could widen the nut with a file, restring it the other way, except then the tone and volume knobs got in your way. And anyway, nightmare until I got my first actual left-handed guitar. But for my birthday, my mom and dad got me a cassette tape, which was a bunch of different Beatles tracks, except it had the guitar removed. So you first had the original, and then you had a version without the guitar. And you had a book with all the chords, all the lead work, and once you learned it, you could play along with the song as if you were the guitarist. And I thought that was insane. It was awesome. I was like, technology is wild. And I had the best time. And it's actually the reason I stuck with guitar. Because when I start something, I have to finish it. I have to be the best I can be. So I practiced non-stop. That song I learned inside out, upside down, and I will never forget it. When I hear it, anywhere I go, it's the first thing I think of. Now, track 2. And you can see we're switching lanes here, just a little bit. Master of Puppets by Metallica, and this song still gets me going to this day, and actually, it was also a gift by my brother. Well, I stole it. I saw the cassette lying on his bed, I took it, I never gave it back. Brother rules. That's a gift, right? I remember thinking to myself, oh, guitar can sound cool, and you can play it really quickly. Now, this wasn't my first exposure to metal, but it was my first exposure to metal as an aspiring lead guitarist. And I remember thinking, somebody made this. Somebody wrote this, made this, practiced it, and then put it on a record. And it sounds fairly obvious, but it stuck with me, and I wanted to write music from that day forward. Now, track number 3. And as if music had multiple personalities, Ain't Too Proud to Beg by The Temptations. Not only were they cool enough to make live performances work with 5 guys, 1 mic, sounds like a different video, but this song blew my mind because for years I listened to it and I was super happy. Lifted my spirits. I just felt a lot of joy when it came on. And then I read the lyrics and I went, oh no. And I thought, that's super strange because lyrically, it's not a positive song, but musically, it's very happy. And so began my dive into a bit of music theory, understanding the difference between major and minor chords, why some sound happy, why some sound sad, and then understanding that rules can be broken. You can write a sad song, a painful song, and you can also make it vibey, happy, upbeat. It is still a song that I have on my personal playlist that I play now when I'm feeling a bit down, which probably says a lot, but absolutely love, love, love that song. Track 4. You wanted the best, you got the best. The greatest band in the world. Kiss. Now, are they the greatest band in the world? Probably not, but they're up there for me. I love this band. One of my favorite bands of all time, so much so that I have a Kiss tattoo on my shin. Pretty big one too. For me, Kiss put a lot of the theater and presence back into music. Obviously, musically, they resonated with me massively. The melody, everyone in that band could play, could sing, could write. But the theater of it all, the live performance, the spectacle. I grew up listening to and watching a lot of musicals. Shout out Little Shop of Horror, best musical of all time. But I guess Kiss blended the theater and the music for me. It was the look and the sound. And I don't think I could go a week without listening to Kiss. Now, I've picked Dr. Love. A lot of you would have thought probably Detroit Rock City or I Was Made for Loving You or something like that. But no, Dr. Love was the song that I just thought was the best thing ever. I was young and I was singing lyrics that, to be honest, I had no idea the meaning of. And I think my parents thought it was hysterical. But Kiss will always have a home in my heart. And I kind of feel terrible because I'm at an age now living in Arizona where I'm in the country where I can watch them play, but I think they're done playing. So breaks my heart every single day, but I will hang on to the memories forever. Now, track 5. Now, onto a band that I might actually get to see in my lifetime, Wait and Bleed by Slipknot. And I think this song might be on most people's lists my age. I grew up an angry kid. I think a lot of people did, but I had an actual issue with aggression. Had to talk to my doctor about it. And I had a number of different outlets, some healthy, some unhealthy. But until that song, until that point, I had no idea that music could be an outlet for anger, for frustration. And the video I saw was, I think it's the music video where it's like a live footage thing with the song. And I went, damn, they're mad, but it's melodic. It's rhythmic. It's like everything I like from heavy music, but it's got an extra edge to it. And then I went, hang on a second. How many people are in this band? And for me, that was pretty cool to see that you could have additional members who predominantly do vocals and some percussion and stuff like that. I didn't know that that world existed. I was more used to traditional lineups and conventional band builds. So they became incredibly influential, and my brother's seen them live, and I'm super jealous. And I hopefully will get to see them, because I don't know how many tours or years Slipknot have left. It's a demanding thing they do. It's physically draining, and I would love to experience it live before they finished playing. Now, last track. The New Black by Every Time I Die. If you don't know this band, you need to pause this video and go and listen to them. But come back, support your dude. Second thought, wait till I'm done. We're almost there. This song was so influential to me for one very important reason, because up until that point, as a songwriter, I had no idea what kind of music I wanted to make. I went through your typical phases of learning and partly mimicking other artists that I greatly respected, but it wasn't me. No matter how close I got to a good song, it was always in the style of somebody else. And Every Time I Die play a particular genre that I refer to as aggressive rock and roll. I don't know what else to call it, but it opened up a doorway to something similar but different for me. And it didn't hurt that there's a set of brothers in that band, and I was in a band with my brother, so that was another special moment. And to cap it all off, they were so crucial in helping me define my style of songwriting, the tone of the guitar, the structure of how I wanted my songs to be built. And a very, very special moment when I think they were on tour going to Australia. They stopped off in South Africa at a place in Pretoria, and my brother and I couldn't believe it. We went and saw them live. I busted up my shoulder. I broke my nose in the pit. It was amazing. One of the best nights of my life. And I will never forget hearing that song for the first time and then going, put it on again. No, wait, put it on again. Okay, started from here. I was obsessed. There was something magical about it, something I can't quite quantify with words, but it was brilliant. And that's why that song's on the list. Now, again, I said in the beginning of the video, a lot of you are probably thinking, what about all these bands you found through your YouTube channel? And I'm telling you, a part 2 sounds very interesting to me. But these were songs that just stuck out as moments, more than music, that helped guide me to be the musician, the person, and I guess the content creator that I am today. And it makes me really happy. I'd love to know what your songs are. Please put them in the comments. And yeah, I look forward to making more of these. If you enjoyed this one, let me know. And there will be more. Until the next one, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.